People can't get up in the morning and they can't get out of bed. I'm going to tell you why. Because they can predict the feeling of everything that's going to happen in their life. And their body's resigned to the familiar. It says, oh, another mundane day. But remember when you were a kid and you were going on a field trip? What happened then? You were up and dressed and ready to go before your parents were up. You know why? Because you knew something unexpected was going to happen. That's how we should live our lives. Waking up with the understanding to expect the unexpected, and something unusual should happen in our life as a result of our efforts.
I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass.
A boy asked his father, "Dad, what is the size of God?" Then the father looked up at the sky and saw a plane and asked his son, "What is the size of this plane?" The boy replied, "It is very small. I can hardly see it." Then the father took him to the airport, and as they approached the plane, he asked, "Now, my son, how big is this plane?" The boy replied, "Wow, Dad, it's huge." Then the father told him, "God's size depends on how close or far you are to him. The closer you are to him, the greater and greater he will be in your life."
You need to make it a habit to start every fucking day validating yourself, cheering for yourself, because life is a marathon. And this might be a challenging leg where you're like, I'm just going to throw in the towel. I'm not going to do that thing. Hell no. If you're standing in front of that mirror, you deserve to feel the support and empowerment and encouragement that you need. And so stop waiting for everybody else to do it. Stop waiting.
But if the battle is bigger than you, it's not your battle. And God sent me here today to tell you He wants His battle back. There are some things that you have been trying to fight in your own strength and figure out in your own flesh. And God says, I want my battle back. He says, you don't have to fight it. Just stand firm and take your position. So in other words, you don't have to fight it. You just have to face it. And if you will face it, God says, I will fight it.
Everything you're going through is preparing you for what you ask God for. You just got to quit tripping while you're in the process, because the process is necessary. You may not see it now, but when He gets you on the other side of it, you're going to see exactly why it went that way. And you're going to be okay with it.
What's happening right now inside everybody is they're going, who am I? And they're depressed. And they go like, why am I depressed? Well, it's because you're trying to be something for the world, you know? And as soon as you let that go, better things happen because they're just happening. But it's not, now it's just sadness. Sadness comes, happiness comes. It's the weather that flies by in the sky. It doesn't sit on you long enough to drown you, you know?
I want to share a story with y'all. It says in Luke 8:30, it talks about how Jesus comes across a demon-possessed man. And in that conversation that they have, the demon begs Jesus not to torture him and not to send him to the abyss. And abyss means bottomless place, which the demon is talking about hell. And he begs Jesus to not send him there, to instead send him into a herd of pigs that were nearby. See, so what I take from that is even demons are so afraid of hell that they'll even beg Jesus to not send them there. But when you look at society today and you ask someone, well, are you scared of going to hell? There's a lack of fear in most people's hearts. In fact, I've heard people say it's going to be a party in hell. Now tell me, if demons are afraid of hell, why aren't you?
I asked for strength, and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for courage, and God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me troubled people to help. My prayers were answered.
Have you ever heard this one? The flower does not dream of the bee. It blossoms, and the bee comes.
But the game is to be better. How do I be better than what I was? Because if I do that, ooh, fuck. For me, I just beat me.
Yeah.
This ain't about nobody else. I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I just beat me. If I can keep beating myself, pause. If I can keep doing that, then that means that I'm in a battle with the only person that fucking makes sense. I'm in a battle with the only person that I really want to fucking beat, and that's me. No matter how much emotion and feeling you may have or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. So grudges and anger and negativity, I don't have time for it because I'm living to so much positive things. I can't stand in the past and bathe in what was wrong. You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish. We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're going to do it to try and be the best. Not be better than other people, be the best for you.
Do you know that you can't think of something that can't happen? You know it's impossible to think of the impossible. It's not possible. So if you think it, it's possible. And if you live your life in possibilities instead of probabilities, you have a greater chance of finding happiness. Seriously, never live your life in probability. Probability is the probability of something happening. There's a statistic attached to a probability. 1 in every 3,000 people do this. That's a probability. A possibility has no stats attached to it. Live your life in possibilities and you'll change it. Just change the way you think. What most people do is they give up before God give you the gift. See, when you ask God for something, he boxes it up and he ships it immediately. But you have to remain on Faith Street in order to receive the gift. The problem is when God boxes up the gift and he ships it to you, he never gives you the date that the package is going to arrive. He'll never tell you that. Most people move off Faith Street before the package get there. You can't move over on the I Doubted Boulevard. He don't ship packages to I Doubted Boulevard. He only ship packages to Faith Street. You can't get over there on I Don't See How Circle. He don't ship nothing to I Don't See How Circle. So when you move out of faith, the package got to go back to sender. Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what.